How do you get past sales objections? It's one of the most common questions that I get from customers and people that I work with. And in this video, I'm going to give you 4 objection responses you can use to the most common sales objections that you're going to find when you engage with new prospects. My name's James White. I'm the UK's leading prospect conversion expert. Let's take a look at the video and give you 4 responses that you can use in order to get past the objection and move on to winning real business. So let me start by saying the whole nature of making prospecting calls and engaging with new prospects is a difficult thing to do. And it's one of the things I coach and help people to achieve. But what I have to say is if you don't do prospecting or look to engage with your new potential prospects, you're not going to hit the sales targets you want. So first, it's vital that you focus and say, yes, I'm going to make a call or make an engagement with someone. But the most important thing then is to be prepared for the traditional responses that you're going to get. Most companies that I talk to, they generally get 3 or 4 typical responses when they try and talk to a prospect around what it is they do. The first one is the common one that we all get, and that's I don't have the money or the budget for this. So what can you say in a situation like that in order to see whether the objection is real? Because in many cases, the objection is just a smokescreen to how the prospect's feeling. So one of the responses that I ask my customers to use when they get that question around budget or they don't have the money is to say this: I appreciate your honesty here, Paul, but I'm really curious, how much are you expecting my services to cost? A response like that enables you to really see if price is the issue or actually whether it's around them not trusting you or wanting to know if you can do the job for them. Another response you can use is, that's fine, Sally, I appreciate that. A quick question for you. When the budget does change, is this a solution that you think will work for you? 2 responses like this enable you to see whether the prospect's really concerned about the price or whether it's just something else in their mind that's stopping them from making a next step with you as a business. I always tell my customers it's invariably never price. It's just that your prospects can't value what you do enough. And so use these type of questions to be able to engage with them and really understand if the objection is real. And if it is, we can then talk through the pricing issues, or actually if it's just a smokescreen for another problem or concern that they've got. So one of the other most common objections that people will face when they engage with new prospects is that they'll get the message, sorry, I don't have the time for this. Having the time to be able to have a conversation with someone you don't really know, of course, is a challenge for you. You'd be in the same situation. So when you get a response like this for someone that says, I don't have time, maybe I suggest using this as a response. Jordan, thanks very much for letting me know that. I really appreciate it. Can I just ask you, is hitting your sales targets a key priority for you over the course of the next couple of months? Or another way you could actually respond to the prospect would be to say, thanks, Jordan, I really know what it's like to be busy myself. I'm manic, but the last thing I want to do is schedule a call back to you when it's really that we're not fit to work together. Can I do this? Can I just ask you a couple of questions? And actually, if there's something of interest, we'll schedule some time in later to really then go into further detail. How does that sound to you? So what you're doing with those responses is really trying to qualify again whether solving the problem that you can do for your prospects, and we've been there in other videos, is something they're interested in, or whether it's really not. They're just not relevant for, you're not relevant for what they do, and therefore you're best off to mark them as a cross and move on to the next prospect. Okay, so hands up, who's been in this situation before? Been on the phone with a prospect, and the prospect says to you, James, can you do me a favour? Can you send me some information and I'll have a look and come back to you? Come on, who's been in that position? I'm putting my hand up because I know I have. It's one of those moments where as a salesperson you think, what should I do? Should I just take their name and details down and send them something on? But then live in a hope that they're going to get back to me, when we all know what happens really in that situation. The prospect gets the email and presses delete. They just don't engage with you. So when a prospect says to you, can you send me some more information? Here's what I would use in response to them. Becky, no problems at all. I'm really happy to send you some information. But just so that I don't waste your time or my time, can you just let me know what is the key information you'd like to see in the email or letter so I can make sure I provide that for you? Or another response that you can use would be, you know, Becky, I get lots of calls when I'm really not interested, and I just tell the person the other end to send their information, and then I hope that they're going to forget about me. Can I be honest with you? Is that what's happening here? Because I'd rather know if that's the case. Being in a position where you qualify an objection like that enables you to not only see whether the prospect really does want some information sent through to them, and therefore you can capture the right details, or whether they're just trying to get rid of you. And if so, don't waste your time trying to chase with someone that really isn't interested in you and what you do. Focus on the next prospect, Actually ask them the question, respond in the right way, and you're going to find you'll save yourself time and you'll be able to get on with doing other business with other prospects who are interested in what you do. So the fourth key common objection that most people get when you engage with prospects is just, I'm not interested. We've all been there again with prospects that just don't really want to engage. They just don't want you interrupting their day. So when that happens, what can you say in order to respond and see if you can at least see if there's an opportunity to actually engage and move the conversation further forward? I would use the response something like this. Hi Dan, I totally understand that and I respect your honesty. Being honest, all of my customers now, when I first spoke to them, said exactly the same thing. But they were really pleased that they took a few moments to have a conversation with me and find out how we could solve key problems and challenges for them. Can I ask you, do you have a problem in actually achieving your sales targets and making things work for you? By using a response like that, you're again trying to re-qualify what it is that the prospect is looking for, but you're also focusing on the problems or the challenges that the prospects have, which should be a key part of your sales pitch and approach to them. If you ask the question in that way, you're going to find out whether they really are not interested in talking to you or whether the problems that you identify could still resonate with them and make them think it's worth carrying on having a conversation. Another response you can use when a prospect says to you, I'm not interested, is to make it short, sharp and sweet and just to say to them, can I ask you, is achieving your sales targets a challenge that you want to get addressed at the moment? You'll find then the prospect will either say yes and try and engage in a conversation, or they'll say no and they'll shut you down and you can move on to the next prospect. The key thing in all of the answers and the suggestions that I've given here is that you have a response put in place. And one of the key things I encourage you to do from this video is think about the common responses you get when you engage with prospects and write down what the common things are that people say to you. Because I can assure you we can provide you with the responses to use when those prospects say that. If you don't prepare, you have a more chance of failing. But if you prepare, put some responses down, and then practice using those responses, you'll be amazed at the results you get. My name's James White, and I'm the UK's leading prospect conversion expert. And I love helping small service businesses who are great at sales get even better sales results. And using scripting and objection responses is a way you can improve your business numbers. If you're interested in having a chat with me about how I can help you achieve better sales results, connect with me at my website, www.jameswhite.business, or subscribe to the channel and drop me a note in the comment section below. I'd love to help you and help you deal with scenarios and situations that you get when you engage with prospects. Thanks for watching the video. If you love the video, please subscribe or share the channel or the video with other colleagues and friends, and I'm going to hope that I can help them and you get better sales results.